This franchise want Van Gundy back with front office changes. Goris meets with Van Gundy for 2 weeks, and their solution is to fire a helpless, hapless, powerless GM in Jeff Bauer. That's the solution they offer to fans. Not firing Van Gundy to coach. Not firing Van Gundy to president of basketball operations. Nah, go get the guy who dials phone numbers for a living when Stan tells him to call a team. How clueless is the owner? How lucky is Van Gundy? What a job. What a time to be alive. $7-8 million a year, and you're sitting across from Brewster's millions. 2 weeks of meetings. Just blowing smoke at each other. No, you're the cutest. No, you're the cutest. I love you more. No, I love you more. You're sitting across from Bauer's boss. Every major personnel move has run through the man you're sitting across from. You want to fire an underling? Atrocious. Ticket text, since, I don't know, guys. Not making fun of anybody, but I will tell you this. It is a bit frustrating. Yeah, I shouldn't say. Forget it. I just get myself in trouble. Laughing my ass off at the ineptitude of Goris. I always knew that Jack Bauer would be the fall guy. Put my life savings on the fact Goris doesn't even know who Donovan Mitchell is. That's Mike. I love hearing Mike blow up on the Pistons. He's 100% correct. It took North Korea and South Korea less time to come up with a peace treaty than it did for the Pistons to decide on anything. Amen. What a farce. 2 weeks of meetings. You're not brokering a Time Warner merger. Pretty sure Sully could get the same results as SVG next year. We're looking at a 10-year rebuild. Problem is, by bringing SVG back, Stan will keep making moves to keep his job. Yep, let's keep bringing SVG so he can make moves in his best interest instead of what's best for the team. My last straw with the Pistons as a fan. I'm done. I'm joining the Jazz Revolution. That's from Stu. Yeah, you know what needs to happen? I'm going to be totally upfront with you. This sounds crazy, but it's the truth. Adam Silver in the league should step in. They absolutely should step in. You could say Goris is good for business, not when it's in front of an empty arena. You could say Goris increased the valuation of the team. Fine, good. Take the money and get the hell out of this league. Adam Silver in this league office should step in. This man is incapable of running a basketball operation. This is an embarrassment. This is wrong. This is not right. And while Tom Goris has not done anything illegal, he is an embarrassment to the league, to the Shield, if you will. From T-shirt time to almost falling on the court to his embarrassing public speeches to now this. This is a disgrace. This shows no acumen. Step in and get this guy out of here. But there's no way it'll happen. Because if it doesn't happen with James Dolan in New York, it ain't happening here. If it doesn't happen with Vivek Ranadive in Sacramento, it ain't happening here. This is awful. Awful. Been talking about a way to move forward together for 2 weeks. And that discussion is centered on the role of General Manager Jeff Bauer.
It's decisions like this that really does set your organization back a lot of years. 5 years, 10 years. You can't keep making decisions like this.
How do you sit there, Mike, and discuss whether you're going to move forward together like a teenage couple before prom? 2 weeks to talk about what? The conversation centered on Jeff Bauer?
Well, that would tell me that Stan's somehow trying to convince him that Jeff Bauer was the reason for the drafts and the personnel. I don't know how to take it. I don't know any other way to take it besides him convincing him.
It still understands purview. It still stands staff. It says in the article that Bauer is a loyal, trusted confidant of SVG. You don't fire Bauer without firing Stan. Mike, can you imagine if you and I sat down for 2 weeks to talk about your future with this radio station, and at the end of 2 weeks, my suggestion was firing David? That makes no sense.
It doesn't make sense.
Makes no sense.
But would it also tell you that maybe if Stan's close with Bauer, that Gore's wanted him gone, Stan doesn't want him gone, so they're now meeting with him separately? I don't know. I don't know how to exactly take it. Either that or Stan's
So I'll tell you
throwing
how you're taking it, and I'll tell you where you're taking it. Especially with this. You know right where the fans are taking it. This team's a disgrace.
It's got to be awkward, too, if Stan comes back in any capacity after you're having meetings about not wanting him to come back. Or
Yeah. Oh, you mean a 2-week papal ceremony where the doors are locked and you're waiting for white smoke to emanate from the Beverly Hills chalet? Is Stan back? Is he not? 2 weeks of meetings, and you come up with get rid of Jeff Bauer. Jesus Jones, you've got to be kidding me. Can we get somebody in this city with a clue?
I wish we could. This is very disrespectful to the fans. Not firing Stan Van Gundy, but getting rid of your GM who does what Stan Van wants him to do?
David, I said it to you from the start. Listen here, and you tell me if I'm crazy. I told you to minimum you had to fire Stan from one of his roles, but I told you what that would equal. Stan would have to be fired from both, which wasn't going to happen.
Yeah.
And I told you, watch. And it was a one-liner. I didn't seriously think this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't deserve credit. I go, watch. They'll tell Bauer to go pack a box. Are you kidding me? Stan Van is sitting across from an owner and cannot justify how he blew the layup on drafting Devin Booker and how he blew Donovan Mitchell's lowest output in the playoffs is 21 points. Donovan Mitchell's a superstar. You brought him in. You loved him. He loved you.
And you
Donovan Mitchell was flabbergasted he wasn't drafted here. But you don't fire that man?
How are fans supposed to show up to games now? How? When they clearly don't care about what you think. They clearly don't care that you didn't show up last season.
Sully said he doesn't know how to take it. I'll tell you how he's going to take it, right in his wallet.
But what you said about Gore is the league would not step in because
No, they can't. If they didn't step in on James Dolan for playing a freaking kazoo and being a maniac, they're not going to step in on Goris.
and they wouldn't just from a bottom line perspective.
By the way, that's the greatest video in the history of Earth. James Dolan playing a kazoo with Amari Stoudemire looking like he wanted to die on stage. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. 248-539-9797. You want to vent? You want to talk about it? I'm more than willing. If you don't, I don't know what to tell you. It's big news. It is a deep dive look into what a joke this franchise in, how clueless this owner is. I cannot wait for people to be upset about my comments.